arrested, and if care is not taken, these parents, they may not see their children again. Some people can have said that what happened to this family could be viewed as karma because the way they treated the person who helped them to come to the UK, some people have said that may be responsible for why karma has caught up with this family. This family in question comprises of mother, father, and three children. The children's age are 11, 8, and 5. This family came to the UK on the carer's visa more than 2 years ago. It was the mother's old schoolmate that suggested the idea of relocating to the UK to this family. The mother's old schoolmate guided them towards the process. She did not spend any money, but she was the brain behind this family moving to the UK. As soon as the family got the carer's visa with the help of this friend, the friend was the one who picked them up from the airport. When you hear what happened to this family, let me know in the comment section whether you believe that it is karma that have caught up with this family or you have any sympathy for them. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us at the Lunch Club, where we share the latest update about immigrant daily experience. If you do not want to miss out on the latest updates about legal migration or the lived experiences of immigrant, this is where you dare. I remain your one and only Frank on this channel. This family that we're talking about today, they are in serious trouble as we're speaking now. The parents have been arrested, and as I said before, they may not see their three beautiful children again. There are valuable lessons that can be learned from this family's situation. When the family arrived in the UK, it was this old school friend of their mother that picked the family up from the airport. They stayed with this family. They stayed with this woman and her children and husband for more than 3 months. The woman and her husband accommodated them. They did not charge them a penny. They stayed free of charge in this family's home. The family, after 3 months, the woman who was accommodating them then said to the friend, look, you and your husband and your 3 children, you have been living in my house for more than 3 months. We live in a 3-bedroom house with our own 2 children. These children have been inconvenienced. They have been telling their friends at school that they are not sleeping well because of the people that we have in this house. And the woman then suggested to her old friend that, look, I think it's high time you and your family move out of this house because you are now working. Both of you are now working. You can afford to rent a house. The woman said as soon as she told her friend this, the friend became angry, and the friend was saying all sorts of things like, oh, how can you ask me to leave after 3 months when you are a nurse, you're any good morning, we're not taking anything, we're not inconveniencing you. The woman said, no, this is England. You cannot stay in my house for longer than this. I've accommodated you more than 3 months, and I think that it's high time that you and your husband should go and rent a house. The woman said she was the one that helped this friend that just arrived in the UK to look for a house. She looked for a house for them. She helped them to move to the house, and she gave them the old things that she had in her house. She gave them all these things. The woman did not pay any money, but she was the one that helped them towards the process. And she said she did all these things because of her old friend, and she wanted them just to move out of the house. Listen to this story. You will see that some people are very, very ungrateful. They then move out of the house. As soon as they move out of this house, they stop speaking to this old friend. The old friend who guided them to move to the UK, who accommodated them for more than 3 months, who helped them to find a place for them to move to, who gave them her old belonging, they stop speaking to this friend. Don't when they stopped speaking to the friend said she didn't mind. She just said, okay, since they said they're not going to speak to me, she left them. They used to attend the same church. They stopped coming to that church because they have moved. The woman was then hearing rumor that her old friend, she and the husband will work at night, the woman will work during the day, that there are times that the husband doesn't come back on time or the woman doesn't come on time, the children were left on their own. And she was also hearing rumor that there were times that they were going to work, both husband and wife, they will go to work, they will leave their 3 children unattended by an adult, they will go to work. The woman then reached out to this old friend and said, my old friend, she sent her a WhatsApp message, say, look, I've heard that you have moved, you're leaving your children unattended, and these children, in the UK, you cannot be leaving children as young as 11, 8, and 5 without an adult. She sent the voicemail to the friend. The friend read this voice note. She did not even acknowledge or respond to the message. She just ignored. This woman was still mad that her friend asked her to move out of her house after 3 months of living rent-free. She did not even say thank you to the friend who helped her to come to the UK and accommodated her for more than 3 months. She did not even say thank you. As soon as she left, she stopped talking to this friend again. Don't forget to show appreciation by giving this video a like. There are valuable lessons that we can all learn. I'm sure you know somebody in your life that you've gone out of your way to help who did not appreciate what you did for them. The friend said, okay, since I've told this friend and the friend is still living the church, she left. One fateful day, this woman and the husband, they went to work. They left the 3 children. The eldest one, who is 11, he likes to play computer game. And whenever the parents are not at home, for him, he just put the headset on his head. He'll be playing computer game. Can play that computer game all day long. And when the parents are not at home, this child sees it as an opportunity for him to play computer game. So this boy, he was supervising the remaining 2 younger ones. He was playing computer games, and the younger brother, who was unwell, was crying. He didn't even listen. He didn't even hear because he was playing computer game. When the middle one, wanted to make a chocolate, he boiled hot water and he was trying to pour the hot water into the chocolate. The thing poured on the boy's body, and the boy used the force, remove the glass, and the glass break, and the part of the glass just caught the boy's body. The boy was crying. He suffered burn and cut. The boy was crying. The one that was upstairs that wasn't well, the 2 of them were crying. They were crying. The elder brother had headset. He was playing Xbox, playing computer game, shouting. It was the neighbor who heard these 2 children crying. The neighbor then came in, was knocking. No noise. Nobody responded, and the neighbor had to call the police. The neighbor called the police. The police then arrived at the house. The younger brother, this guy that was playing computer game, he still have his headset. He didn't even know until the police then forced the door because they realized that there were children in the house. One of them is still crying. When the call came in, they met this boy upstairs. The boy was playing Xbox. Meanwhile, the remaining 2 siblings, the one that fell on the floor, they were still crying. That was when the brother now realized that, my younger brothers, they are crying and the police have come into the house. The police then asked the children, why are you home alone? Where is your parents? The children said their parents have gone to work. Your parents have gone to work. So yes. Officers then stood there. They called the ambulance. Ambulance came and they were treating this boy before they wanted to take him to this thing. They stayed in that house. After a long time, the ambulance took the boy. The parents did not even come back from work. The parents, when the dad eventually came back from work, because he was the one that came back, when he eventually came back from work, The neighbor told him that his children, the police have taken them away. They don't know where the children are. But the neighbor said she think that the ambulance have taken the children to hospital. The dad then rushed to the local hospital because the police said, when he comes back, contact us on this number. When the father eventually came back, the first thing he did when he saw his children, he lied. They asked him, where did you go? He said he went to buy medicine. You went to buy medicine, what time? He lied to the authority. It was when he realized that this is too overwhelming, I am in serious trouble here, that is when he now admitted that he went to work. After the police told him that we have evidence, you cannot tell us you went to buy medicine because we were in your house with the ambulance for more than 2 hours and there was no adult in the house. The man then admitted that he lied to the authority for good sake. The children were then taken into care, that is in the care of the local authority. The local authority then accommodated the children because of the thing, and the local authority then applied for law to have the children in their care under emergency protection order. This family, as soon as the neighbor, the woman who they stopped talking to, realized what had happened to this family, because the woman called another friend. She did not call the friend who accommodated them, who advised her not to be leaving her young children unattended without an adult. She called another friend. She was crying. Oh, my enemies are after me. Oh, look at what happened to me. Oh, that was when the friend now called the woman who brought them to the UK and said, have you heard what had happened to your friend? The friend then reached out to her. This woman, out of pride, she did not want to explain to this woman. Meanwhile, this friend has lived in the UK for more than 20 years. She knows how the system works. The friend, this woman and her husband, they were then relying on the advice of people who have been in the UK not long ago, people who came, their WhatsApp group at work, carers, all these people that came to the UK less than about the same time as they were relying on advice for them. They advise the parent, if they ask you, just say no comment. If they ask you, everything they ask you, just say no comment. If social services ask you, just say no comment. They call the man for interview. The man will say no comment, no comment. Social service asks the man, no comment. The man and the woman, no comment. They refuse to engage. I don't know who told them to be saying no comment, no comment, no comment, no comment. Because people told them, if you just give any incriminating evidence, it's going to be used against you. And when the police take you to court and children's services, you're going to jail. Meanwhile, because they were not engaging with the authority knew that these children, they are going to be in their care for a long time. The parents were then telling the people back home, because when the local authority had to promote contact, the children will see their parents for a few hours because they are not in care. They were not telling people back home to say, tell the children, tell them to lie to the authority, tell them to lie to the authority that they want to come back to their parents. They will send voice notes, not knowing that the foster carer who is looking after children, these children then show everything to the foster carer because it was upsetting them. The foster carer then revealed everything to the police and social services. Say, look, this parent, they are emotionally manipulating these children to lie to the authority. So these parents have now dig more hole for themselves. Meanwhile, while all this thing was going on, the parents' employer were notified because these parents, they work in care, and anyone that works in care where there are safeguarding concerns, they have to inform the employer. So the employer then suspend this parent. It was when this parent knew that the trouble, they are in deep trouble. That was when they now ran back to the same woman who accommodated them for more than 3 months, rent-free, and they refused to talk to the woman because the woman told them to move out. By that time, it was almost too late for this woman. So as we speak now, the police are charging this family, the parents, to court for negligence because the children sustained injury. Meanwhile, these children, they are now in the care of the local authority. So the parents that came to the UK with their children for a better life, their children is no longer with them. Their employer have been notified about what happened, and the police are taking them to court. The woman called me, was crying. I said to her, look, so when all these things was happening, the person who helped you to come to the UK, the person who gave you the advice, the person who told you, my sister, you are leaving your young children at home without an adult. You can't do that in the UK. You refuse to talk to the woman because you said the woman asked you to move out of her house after you have lived in a house free of charge for 3 months. Don't forget to give this video a like. More people from our community need to see this video. So these parents now, if they are found guilty, they could be going to jail. And if they go to jail, they may not see their children for a long time because their visa is going to be cancelled because they cannot work in care if they have criminal conviction. So if you know anyone who lives in the UK who has children, who is leaving their children unattended, please kindly ensure that they see this video. Too many children from Black and minority community are ending up in care of government in the UK because our people want to work all sort of job and forgetting that your children should come first, not money. Money is important. You spend a lot of money to move to the UK, but if something happens whilst you leave your children unattended, you will be in serious trouble. You will not get the money and you will lose custody of your children. Don't forget to like this video. Leave me a comment in the comment section whether you have any sympathy for this woman or you believe that it is karma